Hey, what's going on, guys? Money Making Joey back here doing another video, and there was a video that I released a few days ago on my channel which talked about, strikes and things like that. And in that video, I did make a couple points, so I wanted to do another video to kind of follow up on that because, every video that I release, for the most part on YouTube, I guess you can kind of say I'm an advocate for drivers out there. Do I plan to be your leader? I'll be honest with you guys, absolutely not. But I am on this YouTube journey, and we're doing helpful videos to help newbies out get into the industry. And then, of course, we're doing, some advocating for current drivers out there and things like that. So in previous videos, I've made mention of a few different things. Like with concerns to Lyft, we've actually spoke about the commercial insurance policy and how some changes could actually be made in order to benefit drivers and put some extra money in their pocket via, the amount of money that these rideshare companies are paying out to these insurance companies. Now, as far as actual pay goes, because I really believe that that's the biggest thing. And like I mentioned in the previous video, when it comes down to actual strikes, one thing that I don't like about the strikes are when you go on strike, that's cool. You're bringing awareness to the actual issue. But one thing that actually, I have a problem with is just due to the fact that what's the plan? What are you actually looking to achieve? What is the amount of pay you're looking for that would actually make you feel it's fair? What pay would actually make you happy, so to speak? I'm recording this video just a tad bit late and the sun is going down, so I apologize if you guys are having some issues seeing me, but you can hear me just fine, so the information will definitely get received. So going back to what I was initially saying, when you have these strikes, what are you actually looking to gain? Like, I hear so many different people complaining about the pay that they're receiving from Uber and Lyft, but I'll be honest with you guys, I have yet to hear someone clearly come to the table and say, hey, you know what? This is the amount of money that I would be looking to receive for me to consider this to be fair. And I understand for some rideshare drivers out there, this might actually be complicated just due to the fact that the fact of the matter is that you have drivers out there that's been driving in the gig economy for years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever the case may be, and they don't fully understand their numbers still. They've never really cranked it to that extent, and they're only in this day-by-day kind of thing. The only thing that they know is that they hop in their car and they drive and they're making money to the point that it sustains their lifestyle. But the reality of it is, over the long term, is it something that's actually profitable? So therefore, if you don't know the numbers within side of what you have going on, it's going to be impossible for you to actually know the precise number that you would need to make in order for it to fully be profitable. Now, I am going to give you guys my example, and you guys can feel free to get down below in the comments and let me know what you guys think. And that's going to be a very important question for all of you guys out there watching this video. What would you like to make per mile and per minute? We're not even going to talk about the hail. The main two important factors are going to be how much are you looking to make per mile and per minute in the rideshare industry, and you would be satisfied. Please do me a favor, leave that down below in the comments. That's going to be very important for all of you rideshare guys out there and gals watching this video. And another important takeaway of it is that this number is not going to be the same for all of us out there. It's going to depend on what region you're in. It's going to be different for someone who is, in New York, New Jersey versus someone in Ohio or California. It's all going to vary. Now, one thing in the examples that I want to give you guys, the first thing that we're going to speak about is per mile. How much do I personally, as someone that dabbles in the rideshare economy, Uber and Lyft part-time, how much do I think, would actually be something that's practical? Now, actually, before we get to per mile, let's talk about per minute, because it's in my honest belief that when we break down and talk about it from a per minute standpoint, and again, we're talking about per minute, per mile, because you would be surprised how many people, and if you're new to the rideshare industry, don't get me wrong, I understand, but for anyone that's in the rideshare industry that's been driving for, let's hypothetically say, 3 years, pre-coronavirus, you actually know about the rate card. So the way these rideshare companies pay us is broke down by per minute, per mile. Now on Lyft, they did away with this when they did upfront pay, but no matter what that case is, the amount of money that you're being paid is based on per mile, per minute of that specific trip. You do have a base fare. Typically that base fare is small, sitting around, maybe less than $1, whatever the case may be. Now, whatever you're getting in your region on a per minute basis, I believe this number should be somewhat, maybe $5, let's say, more than your state's minimum wage. So like where I'm located, the minimum wage is $16 an hour. We add 5 to that, that brings us to 21. Now, in my region, and I'm going to pull up the calculator here, I get 17 cents per minute, which actually comes out to $10.20. Whatever you're getting paid per minute needs to be $5 above your state's minimum wage. The reason why I say $5 is because that extra $5 that you would be getting per hour can cover your expenses and at least, at bare bone minimum, guarantee you that you are getting minimum wage for driving on these platforms. It's guaranteed. So from a per minute basis, if we actually break that down in my region, $21 divided by 60 minutes, that actually would bring us from 17 cents to 35 cents per minute. I think that would be something that's cool. Now, as far as the actual mileage goes, currently in my region, on Uber, we get 66 cents per mile. Now, back before Lyft did the upfront pay in my region here in North Jersey, we were getting 76 cents per mile. I based on my calculations with the upfront pay, we're probably somewhere still getting between 66 and 76 cents, something like that. Now, an interesting thing to point out for all of you drivers out there, it's great that this is tax time, because if you take the deduction of the per mile basis when you do your taxes, you will come to find out that that amount is like 66, 67 cents, which is important to point out, because if the United States government allows you to claim 66, 67 cents, whatever it is, I believe it's 67, that essentially means with the gas, with the estimated cost of maintenance, and I say estimated, you could even go higher, you are pretty much spending on average 67 cents per mile. Which this is important to note, because in most regions here in the United States, The average is somewhere between 60 to 80. You have some people getting 90 cents, but that is actually rare. There are a lot of regions here in the United States on Uber and Lyft that are paying between 60 and 80 cents, which it's in my honest belief that if the standard deduction that the IRS is giving is 67 cents, there is no way possible I can operate a vehicle on any rideshare platform making 66 cents, making 70 cents, making 80 cents. Now, when we start to talk about 90 cents and $1 per mile, we're gonna actually start to get somewhere, considering that this is on top of the guaranteed minimum wage, 35 cents an hour that we were speaking about per minute. So now the money that you're making per mile, for the most part, like imagine this, the way it's set up right now, if you're in a region like myself and you're getting 17 cents per minute, which is not even close to minimum wage, and then you're getting 67 cents per mile, which is essentially your break-even point with the IRS on your expenses on the vehicle, wear and tear, depreciation, every single thing like that. And to be honest with you guys, this is really an important discussion that we need to have, because the reality of the situation is that we are very far off from where we need to be. How do we actually get there? That's a discussion that we need to have, and I'm going to be honest, that's a whole nother video. I will save that for a whole nother video, and you guys can let me know down in the comments if that's one you would actually like to hear. So there'll definitely be a part 2 for this video. We'll actually leave it here. Give this video a thumbs up, like always, if you guys have found value from it. Get subscribed to the channel if this is your first time seeing me on YouTube. Money Making Joey, I'm out of here, and I will see you guys in the next one.